Hi, everybody. My name is Andreas and I'm one of the IO500 board members. Today, I'll be discussing various items on our roadmap that we're working on to improve the IO500 and how we collect and share the results with the community. As you can see, we have several items that we are working on to improve. First, we want to continue to improve the website to make it easier to navigate and to find the information that is useful for visitors. Secondly, we want to continue improving the process of running the benchmark and how results are collected and submitted. And finally, we want to increase the usefulness of the data collected with each submission to improve insight into the storage submissions. The website's moving along fine, and that's already been covered. So I'll focus on the other items. Firstly, in order to give submitters the maximum time for submission, and in order to make sure that the submissions are consistent, we want to have a call for submissions at least 2 months in advance of each biannual list release. This will allow more time for submissions to be scheduled in busy production environments. In order to ensure that things run smoothly, we'll have a 1-week stabilization phase after the initial CFS to iron out various bugs that may crop up, perhaps related to different versions of libraries, introduction of new backends and such. The other area that we'll be working on is cleaning up the storage schema so that we can have a more uniform results presentation. We can have a clarification of various fields that are related to the metadata of the system being run, as well as having more comparable results between different types of systems. As well, as was discussed earlier, we'll be working to clean up these existing submissions to have more uniform descriptions of fields. The schema itself will be further refined to have a file system specific component. Not only will this allow better comparison of the various systems, but it will be more intuitive for the users because we'll be using terminology related to the specific storage system. For instance, one of the fields is a number of metadata servers, but for file systems that do not have dedicated metadata servers, this is ambiguous because the submitter might not know whether there should be duplicate representation of each of the servers that's acting both as a data server or metadata server, or whether those fields should be left blank. In order to facilitate the collection of system metadata, we're also working to provide a script that runs on a client to collect file system specific metadata. For instance, this will record information such as the kernel version, file system software version, operating system type, information about the node hardware such as CPUs and RAM, as well as network type and speed and other information that can be automatically collected. This will all be available for review by the users before anything is submitted, but it will help ensure that the description of the systems is uniform and can more easily be compared between submissions. Since there'll be a per file system type script that can be run, it will also allow collecting more detailed information about each of the storage systems, such as tunable parameters and various aspects that may not be relevant for each of the different variety of systems that are being tested. By having a richer and more accurate set of metadata included with each submission, this will facilitate comparison between submissions to derive insights such as performance per node, performance per storage device, peak utilization of network bandwidth, etc., and allow the community to better understand how systems work. Thank you, and back to you, Jay.